He was named the 25th captain in the history of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was actually found out about it earlier this week, but the fans didn't know about it until pregame introductions last night. John Tavares joins Richard Deitch and myself on Primetime Sports. John, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you for your time. And congratulations on being named Leaf captain. Be honest with us. You must have had an inkling you were going to be captain, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I was been part of a lot of the leadership group stuff that Kyle, Shanny, and Babs had been kind of talking to us about with the group throughout training camp and kind of leading into it. And I wore a letter last year, so obviously very proud and very humbled to be in that position. And then when Kyle asked me to come down to Scotiabank on Monday to meet about a few things that had been going over with the group, I thought it was a little odd to have me come down there. I thought that might be the opportunity, but certainly the surprise with my son was really special, and have him and my wife there. I didn't see that one coming, so that really hit home big time.
John, why is the captaincy position still relevant in 2019?
Well, I think there's a lot of history to it, and I think that's what makes the game of hockey really special is the ability to connect generations after generations and to follow up on what a lot of great captains, leaders, and players have done over, a century now, and really building a great tradition, a lot of success, and a certain type of standard. It might be different now than maybe it's other times were, is just like the game itself is always evolving, so is a position like that. But there's obviously, like I said, I think the traditions, the history, still kind of the importance of it, and still a lot of similarities, probably to many captains from many years ago, different generations or decades, and how a lot of hockey teams kind of go about their business, and kind of where the leadership come from, and how it affects the group.
John, you were the Islanders captain for, I believe, 5 seasons. You've been in Toronto now for a year. How different do you expect the job or the role will be in Toronto compared to the Island?
Yeah, I think with the Islanders, the circumstances obviously a little different in terms of I was drafted there. I'd been there for 4 years. It was part of a young group that was maturing and learned from 2 great captains there with Doug Wade and Mark Streit, and really showed me the way, and I learned so much from those 2 guys, and then that opportunity came, and I was very fortunate. I was very honored to be the captain there. And, I went through it. I was very young. There was a lot of learning curves at that time as I was learning the ins and outs of that responsibility and that role. And I think what I learned from there was just really how important the people are around you, the leadership group you have around you, your teammates, coaching staff, management. But certainly I think the other leaders that are around you, and really leaning on them, because you figure out you don't have all the answers, and you can't bear all the burden to feel like you have everything on your shoulders. There's certainly an importance to how do you handle yourself and how you do certain things, and having a pulse of the group. But I always felt the captain was as good of a captain as he was because of the other great leaders that were around him, and I really learned to lean on a lot of people. And I know I've got a tremendous group here that will be very influential and will be very important, not really just for myself, but for our hockey team. So that's something I really learned, and I think obviously I have a lot more experience now than I did when I was named captain in the Islanders. So just going through that, anytime you have that experience, whether that's just playing in the league or anything in life, it obviously helps to be able to kind of go off of a lot of things that you've been through and that and how to handle certain things.
John, expectations are nothing new to you. You've been dealing with them since you've been a young player, and top overall pick. When you look at the talent on this particular team, is this the most talented team that you've been on?
I mean, if not, it'd be very, it'd be very hard to pick another group that's certainly at the same level in terms of the talent that we have, and so I think it's something we want to take advantage of because of how talented our group is. But certainly we know that that's not how you win the Stanley Cup. You have to go out there and earn it. It's a long journey. It's a long process. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges that you face. I think the most important thing is we just don't take this opportunity for granted, and to really try to maximize this group and really enjoy it. It's a ton of fun going to the rink every day, playing with these guys, with this young core, and certainly with a lot of the new players that we brought in. And the continued development and addition of prospects and guys that have come up from the Marlies, I think it says a lot about what's going on in the organization and what's still ahead. So, like I said, I think it's so much fun coming to the rink every day, going on the ice with this group and pushing each other to get better. So let's maximize it and really enjoy what we have here.
John, we just got a couple of minutes left, but I did want to ask you, everybody talks about how steady and consistent you've been as a player, and certainly since you've been in Toronto. Has anything caught you off guard about being a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs? Anything at all?
Off guard? I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, which is probably a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know coming here when I did, I've obviously been in the league for a while, and you have a sense of the league itself, and then just going through what you go through individually or with your team on a yearly basis. So, for me, I think you never really know what to expect until you go through it. You have an idea. Obviously, with how popular the team is, how big our fan base is, how supportive they are, how much coverage we get as a team. That was all new to me, and how that would affect me, or how that was, going to be around, or just how much you feel that. I really didn't know, but I just always trust what I do know, and I think that's just how much I love to play the game. I want to be a great player. I want to have a big impact on the team to try to win a Stanley Cup. And, I've been playing the game since I was a kid, and I've been able to have success at all levels, and to always just trust that and just continue to go out there every day and work hard and never have any regrets. And when I just focus on that, that's where I'm most comfortable, is just when I'm on the ice playing and competing and just being myself. So I didn't try to really worry about everything else that's going on around you. I just tried to enjoy why it's special to be here, and it's been great so far. Just want a lot more good things and even better things coming ahead.
John, listen, we really appreciate you joining us again. Congratulations on being named captain. Stay healthy and have a great year. And thanks so much.
Try to get some sleep, John. You got a newborn.
No, thank you guys.
Take care.
See ya.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Back to you guys. See ya.
Take care.